welcome to this channel. In this video, we are going to see the continuation of important question series. Today, we are going to discuss two questions. First is what is the difference between crystalline and amorphous solids, and the second is seven types of crystal systems. First, the difference between crystalline and amorphous solids. The first point is The first point in this is crystalline solids are long range orderly arrangement of crystalline solids have long range and orderly arrangement of particles. Opposite to that is amorphous solid. Amorphous solid has short term and random arrangement. It has short and random arrangement of particles. Second point is crystalline solids have definite shape and amorphous solids does not have definite shapes. That is, amorphous solids have irregular shape. And third point is crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature and amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. I will do a separate video on what is anisotropy and isotropic. These two topics are very important, so I will briefly do a separate video on these topics. Fourth point is crystalline solids are true solids and amorphous solids are pseudo-solids or supercooled liquids. Amorphous solids are pseudo-solids. What are pseudo-solids? They are not true solids. They will have some of the characteristics of solids. That's it. Then supercooled liquids. Amorphous solids are generally called supercooled liquids because the molecules in the material will continue to move very slowly in amorphous solids and it does not form a crystalline structure. These amorphous solids does not form crystalline structure. Then the next point is heat of fusion in crystalline solids is definite. And the opposite is heat of fusion is not definite in amorphous solids. First, to understand this point, we have to know what is heat of fusion. Heat of fusion is the change in enthalpy by providing heat to a substance so that it changes its form from solid to liquid at constant pressure. When we give heat to a substance, it changes its form from solid to liquids. This is explained in heat of fusion. Then the next point is crystalline solids have sharp melting point and amorphous solids does not have sharp melting point. It softens over a range of temperature and it can be molded, which means for example, when we take plastics, when we heat plastic material, it will be softened. It will become softer. You can see that change. And it can be molded means we can bring those amorphous materials into any shape. An example of this crystalline solid is NaCl and diamond. An example of this amorphous solid is rubber, plastic, glass. See, we have 3, 4. We have 6 points in these differences. Based on the marks, you can add these points. If they ask this question for 5 marks, you can write all the 6 points so that you don't lose marks. I think this differences between crystal and amorphous solids would be simple for you to understand. Next, we are going to see the next topic is 7 type of cubic crystal system. In that, the first type is cubic system. Example of this type is NaCl. For these 7 crystal systems, I have given pictures and I have given a content in that pictures. Those pictures and the content given below are very important for studying this 7 type of cubic crystal system. You can study it easier and this topic will be useful for both in your school examination and as well as in your competitive examination. So by studying this topic, put some extra effort and try to learn this topic. So first we are going to study the cubic system. In cubic system, the unit cell is cubic. When you see the unit cell, it resembles like a cube. Then the next point is all the three axes are equal in length, which means A is equal to B is equal to C. And all are perpendicular to each other, which means alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degree. We all know that 90 degree means perpendicular. Next system is rhombohedral system. Rhombohedral system, example of this system is barium sulfate. In rhombohedral system, example of this system is cinnabar, which is the ore of mercury. And the geometry of the system is rhombohedron. This means it has three-dimensional structure with 6 faces. In this system, all the three axes are equal in length, which means A is equal to B is equal to C, and none of the axes is perpendicular, which means alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is not equal to 90 degree. Then the next system is orthorhombic system. Example of this system is barium sulfate. Orthorhombic system, this shape comes from stretching a cubic lattice along two of its orthogonal pairs, which means it involves right angles. See, when we see the picture, we can understand that it has a rectangular base. In orthorhombic system, all the three axes are unequal in length, which means A is not equal to B is not equal to C and are perpendicular to one another. At the same time, the axes are perpendicular to one another, which means alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. Next system is hexagonal system. Example of this system is zinc oxide. In hexagonal system, the two axes are equal and the third axis is not equal, that is A is equal to B is not equal to C. Likewise, two axes among the three axes, two axes is perpendicular and the one axis is have the angle of 120 degree. The next system is tetragonal system. Example of this system is titanium dioxide, TiO2. This system resembles like a rectangular prism with square base. When you see the diagram, you can understand that you can see that it will have a bottom like square. Next point is in this system, two of the three axes are equal in length, that is A is equal to B is not equal to C, and all the three axes are perpendicular to one another, which means alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. Next system is monoclinic system. Example of this system is lead to chromate, that is PbCrO4. In this system, all the three axes are unequal in length, which means A is not equal to B is not equal to C, and two of the axes are perpendicular to each other, which means alpha is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree and the other axis is not perpendicular, beta is not equal to 90 degree. And the last system is triclinic system. Example of this system is H3BO3, boric acid. In this system, all the three axes are unequal in length, which means A is not equal to B is not equal to C, as well as none of the axes is perpendicular to one another, which means alpha is not equal to beta is not equal to gamma. Hope this video will be useful for you students. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, press the like button, share and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification.